that ye may be able to withstand the fiery darts of the enemy. Welcome to Spiritual Warfare. This is your host, David G. And today I'd like to talk about, once again, the deception of the 2016 election for the presidency of the United States. And basically, I just want to say that as believers, we cannot fall for this obvious setup. This entire election is a deception of the wicked one. I hate to tell all you people out there who think that Donald Trump is some kind of savior sent from above. He is not. And I hate to tell all you other liberal Christians out there that honestly believe that Hillary Clinton is an honest, upstanding woman who would be appropriate as a president of this country. I have to tell you all that you are highly mistaken as well. This is not a political post. This is a spiritual post, because as believers, we know that Satan is the father of lies and deception, and we cannot fall for his wiles and his deception. We cannot fall for the lie of the two-party system. We cannot fall for the lie of this election. And again, this is not to advise you what kind of politics that you need to follow as a believer, because that is your own decision as an adult and as a spiritually minded person. I am not trying to change your paradigm. If you are a Christian Democrat, which my parents indeed were, if you are a conservative, if you are a Republican Christian, if you are an independent or even a libertarian, I am not attempting to tell you what type of political affiliation that you must have as a believer. I am not trying to say that. I am trying to awaken you to the fact that this election is nothing but a rigged hoax, and it is a deception of the evil one. All you have to do is open your eyes and you can see that Donald Trump is playing a role, Hillary Clinton is playing a role, and the mainstream media is doing nothing but directing the performances of all of them. And basically, all three entities are in the pockets of the power elite, the globalists, also known as the Illuminati, who are Luciferians who worship Lucifer, who we know as Satan. And that word Illuminati comes from the word enlightened or illuminated. And you must understand that they are in control of this election. Well, they are in vicarious control, because we know as believers that our God is sovereign. He is above it all. He is on the throne and he is in control. But he uses the plans of the wicked one and of men to accomplish his purposes, his holy divine purposes within the earth. But I'm coming to tell you that Donald Trump is a deception. Hillary Clinton is a liar. There is no way. All you have to do is look at how the mainstream media is manipulating this entire election. Everything that they say, everything that they expound on is against Donald Trump. And all you have to do is look at Donald Trump's own behavior. And for all of us who may like him, which I like him too, but I never believed that his campaign was real from the beginning. I believe that, first of all, that he was just doing this for a lark and a joke because he's a rich, wealthy man. And I thought he would drop out of the race if he ever did win the nomination. But by now, I'm sorry, by looking at his behavior, I know that he is just a shill. He is a sham playing a role. Because look at this man. We're talking about an educated, multi-million, probably multi-billionaire who built a real estate empire with just some seed money from his father. Do you honestly believe that he is stupid enough to say all the things that he has said and do all the things that he has done, especially since he won the nomination. Of course, when he was just running, when he was just trying to get to nomination, yes, he was just playing and having a good time. But now that he calls himself seriously running for the highest office in the land, do you think that he's stupid enough to paint his own self? Every time that he gets up in the media, he says something that makes him look bad and questionable in the eyes of people. And do you think that he is stupid enough to do this on his own without a plan? No, he is not. The man is purposely trying to tank his own career, his own political aspiration as president, because he is working with the power elite to guarantee that Hillary Clinton gets the nomination. Because Hillary Clinton, first of all, the globalists could not make her look suitable for the presidency, because those of us who are old enough, or those of us who are younger that have done our research, we know that Hillary Clinton is one of the most crooked, corrupt, dishonest people ever to enter politics. She has lied in every single arena that she's ever been in, from the Secretary of State to back when she was a lawyer. I mean, all of her character and her behavior, professional behavior, has been circumspect. That's why the power elite, they knew they had to pit someone against her that would be less palatable to the country. And that is what Donald Trump is portraying himself as. He is portraying himself as a racist, as a sexist, as that word xenophobia, meaning someone who's afraid of someone that comes from other countries. He is portraying himself in that role, and then Hillary Clinton is coming in on saying, look at me, I'm experienced, I'm politically correct, and I'm appropriate, and she's doing all this to try to divert you from looking back into her past and all the multitude of lies she has told in the Senate, as being a lawyer, and in her entire career. I mean, all you have to do is get here on YouTube or Google and Google Hillary Clinton's lies, and you see compilation after compilation where people have actual video and actual audio of her basically, if not lying, skirting the truth, changing her positions, and it's just ridiculous. But the power elite knew they wanted to push her there because they knew she'd be the perfect liberal puppet after Obama, but they had to pit someone against her to divert you from her true character. And this is exactly how the enemy works. This is how Satan works. And as believers, we cannot fall for this lie. I'm warning all Christians out there. Do not fall for the lie of Donald Trump. Do not fall for the lie of Hillary Clinton. I'm not telling you not to vote, but basically, I guess it comes out to, I'm saying no, it is a waste of time. God is going to do what he wants to do. Now, that doesn't mean that maybe even God does not want Hillary Clinton to become president, because we have begun judgment on this nation for how this nation has turned itself from God. And when you look at the Old Testament, what did Jesus do? I mean, what did the Lord do to the children of Israel when they turned their backs on him, when they fell into idol worship and the worship of other God? You know what he did? He gave them over to their enemies, and he gave them over to corrupted rulers. That is what's going on in our country right now. Scripture says that we should respect the rulers of the land because they are appointed by God. But guess what? That doesn't mean that God did not appoint these wicked people in order to bring judgment upon this nation. This nation has turned its back. This nation has turned to idolatry and things that are detestable in God's eye. This nation continues to abort millions of babies per year. And we've even found out now that Planned Parenthood is selling body parts from these poor innocent fetal corpses and lying out of it. And then we legalize an abomination in every state of the union. Come on, people. We have to realize that God is not going to sit silent. He is not going to be silent and not visit his judgment upon this land. And one of the perfect ways for him to do that is by appointing corrupted leaders to lead our country, that he is giving us over to exactly what we want. He's giving us over to idolatry. He's giving us over to perversion, and he is bringing judgment on this land, and he will use it by either Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. I'm not certain which one of them will, quote unquote, win this position. I believe firmly that this election does not matter. Your vote is not going to count. Hillary Clinton I believe that she has already been appointed as president by the power elite. It's done. It's a done deal. And the only way that she will not get in that seat is if this health crisis that we've seen her go through is really real. If that's not a fake, and she is actually too ill, then they will basically probably postpone the election. They will cause a huge crisis to happen in this country, and Obama will stay in office and declare martial law, and then they will usher in the new world order, the one world currency, and the one world government will take over this land. And then we know that once that happens, the return of Jesus Christ is even more imminent and at the door than it is today. But as believers, we are not to worry about that. We are to turn to God and let God work it out, because he has a plan in all of this. But also, we are not to be deceived by the enemy, by the mainstream media, by Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. As Christians, our faith should be in Jesus Christ alone, not in either one of these people. There have been, if you search YouTube, there have been people that have given prophecies about Hillary Clinton. There have been people that have given prophecies about Donald Trump, and not all those prophecies about Donald Trump are good. I've listened to a few people like Mina E. Gribbin, who asked the Lord, she stood before the Lord, and the Lord said to her that Donald Trump was a deception. And that is what I firmly believe, because the bottom line is so many people believe that Donald Trump is like Nehemiah in the book of Nebuchadnezzar, and that God will use him as a king even though he's an ungodly person, and that is possible. But all I'm just saying is that look at all of Donald Trump's behavior. Look at how he's tanking his own campaign, and think, is a man who's a multi-billionaire who created a multi-million-dollar corporation really stupid enough to say the things that he can if he wants to become president? No. And look at the recent election. They spent half of that, not the election, they spent half of the recent debates talking about lewd comments that Donald Trump made some 11 years ago. And what most of you don't know is Billy Bush, who was there interviewing Donald Trump at the time, he is a relative, I believe he's a cousin of Jeb Bush. And think about this. Why did Billy Bush wait until now during the second presidential debate to just release this tape? Why didn't he do it during the primaries and during this election process so Donald Trump would not even get nominated? Because he is a part of the mainstream media, and he is doing what the higher ups are telling him to do. They told him to sit on this now, and that we will blow this up at the proper time to further confuse people and divide people, and to further destroy Donald Trump, and to make Donald Trump look even worse. And every time they make Donald Trump look bad, they make Hillary Clinton look just that much better, because people are brainwashed into the thing where they have to pick one or the other. So if one looks bad, then they look at the other. They don't think of the alternative or abstaining or of a write-in vote. They think it's got to be one or the other, and that's the paradigm that the power elite want us to go by. That's what they do with the whole sham of the Democratic versus the Republican Party. It does not matter, people. All these people are working for the same power elite. That's why explain to me why a hardcore so-called conservative like George Bush is now supporting Hillary Clinton. Explain to me why the Clintons, who despised the Obamas before Obama got into office, now the Obamas are saying that Hillary Clinton is their friend. Come on, people, grow up. And also think about the fact that Donald Trump has given millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation. People, he's been in bed with them for years. Grow up, people. This is a sham. This is a deception of the enemy. And Jesus Christ wants to take the scales off of the eyes of believers. Wake up, believers. Put your faith in Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for watching this video. There's plenty more to come. And remember, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, thrones, and dominions, and spiritual wickedness in high places. So therefore, you must put on the whole armor of God that you can withstand in this hour. I'm David G. Thank you for listening, and I'm signing off.